Camp Landing is becoming the entertainment district right here in Ashland, Kentucky. There is so much going on here, and I'm actually with the owner, Jason Camp, and there is so much going on. So what is this space?
Well, it's a entertainment district that we're building here. All sorts of good stuff. We've got a 10-screen stadium seated movie theater. We've got the art hallway that we're in right now. We've got Malibu Jacks in a 170,000 square foot indoor theme park. We've got all sorts of food, restaurants, bowling, laser tag, go-karts, whatever you want to do, you can find it here.
That is so cool. And why did you want to create a space like this?
You know, it was really a long time coming and thinking about it. You know, moving into the area, there was a lack of court space for basketball and volleyball and wrestling, and really some indoor sports needed, more places for the kids to play. So I was looking at building a sports complex and looking for the right location for it, and it just kept rounding back of, people would bring up the Kyova Mall and would talk to the county about it, and, didn't seem like a good idea at the time, and prayed about it and thought about it and talked to my wife, and we really considered it and said, hey, maybe we take a shot at this and make it a place for people to come and bring their families in a safe atmosphere and build a sports complex, but have a lot of other things for people to do in this area.
Yeah, so not only can you have all the fun under the sun, you can also dine here too. You have 2 restaurants, right?
Yeah, we have Spoke & Jay's Rib and Brew House as well as Backyard Pizza, and then we have 9 different people in the food court area doing hillbilly hibachi. There's Chunk Desserts, there's the Watering Hole, Loco Fresh doing fresh cut salads and produce. So we got all sorts of variety. No matter what you're looking for, you can find it here.
Wow, that is amazing. And you guys are expanding and other businesses are coming in, so kind of expand on that.
We are, absolutely. So we've got Wonderland Toys and Candy Store is here as well. Cowboys and Angels Western Wear. So whether it's cowboy hats or ropes or anything you want under the sun, saddles and things like that, that's here, which is really fun. We've got a lot of other businesses that are coming. We're negotiating some leases now. So, we've got over 65% of the property already filled in only 13 months. So we've got, really, we're in discussions and contracts for the other ones. We're looking at building a hotel. We've got some out parcels. We probably have 5 other restaurants coming. So it's booming here. So if you're coming through on I-64 and you're going through, eastern Kentucky into the tri-state area, we're right on the West Virginia border. So we're a great place to stop and, grab a bite, have some fun with the kids, ride a roller coaster, whatever you got, we got it.
Yeah, you really cannot miss this place. This place is massive. And, this is our Hometown Proud series, and you seem so passionate about not only Camp Landing, but just doing business here in general. So why are you Hometown Proud?
It's funny. I'm actually not from here originally. I moved up from Florida about 4 years ago and have 5 kids. And I think sometimes, people are so close to it, they don't know how special Kentucky is. People are like, Florida's paradise and it's great down there. And I lived in Naples, and you know what? It is paradise for some. But for me, eastern Kentucky, the hills, the 4 seasons, the great schools and the community, it's the people that really build this place and make Kentucky so special. So I am super proud to call it home now.
That is so amazing. So if people wanted to get some more information about Camp Landing, whether that's coming out here for a visit or maybe even doing, leasing their business out here, where should they go?
So if you start with camplanding.com, you can't miss it. You can find the movie times on there. If you're a corporation, you want to have an outing here and have some fun at Malibu Jacks and have some great Smoke & Jay's or Backyard Pizza. We really can do everything under the sun here, and especially when the sports complex is built. It's going to be 120,000 square feet. It's going to have 20 basketball courts or 36 volleyball courts in there. So we're going to do concerts out here, community events. It's really special. We're blessed to be a part of this, and we're glad that you came out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having us out today.
Thank you very much.
Cause I can't wait for you. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Ashland, Kentucky area to what used to be the Kyova Tri-State Mall, but now is being turned into Camp Landing. Thought I'd come back here and do a little bit of a video update. Crazy old lady is joining me for this episode, but she probably won't be featured in it, only for the intros and outros. But anyways, we wanted to come and check out this place because it has like a Malibu Jack's and a bunch of new restaurants. The theater's back open and it looks awesome.
Let's go see it.
If you haven't seen my previous videos on the Kyova Tri-State Mall, I recommend that you go check those out first. I'll try and remember to put a link to them in the description box below, or at least a card at the end of the video so you can check them out. This way you'll be able to see what the mall used to be before learning and discovering what it's becoming. So in this video, I'll briefly touch on what the mall used to be and what it is now and what it's becoming, as well as all my thoughts and opinions on its development. This is the mall's original food court, and it's really nice to see that they kept it as a food court and that all the spaces are currently filled. So what really is Camp Landing? The current owner and man behind the vision of Camp Landing originated from Florida and moved to the Ashland, Kentucky area a few years back. He saw the need for something in the community where people could come together, relax, and just have fun. Many residents in the area wanted something done with the aging and failing Kyova Tri-State Mall, and so the Camp Landing Entertainment District was born. The first phase of the project would be to renovate the mall and lease out all the space. At the time of this recording, the mall is over 60% occupied. I really enjoyed the food court. They had a great offering of local eats, not your typical mall food court stuff that's just a duplicate of the other malls in the area. This is Malibu Jack's, and if you're unfamiliar with what a Malibu Jack's is, I can forgive you because they're a local Kentucky company that is out of Lexington. They only have a few of them. One's in Louisville, and then the other one now is in Ashland, Kentucky. So Malibu Jack's is like Dave & Buster's, Round One, Chuck E. Cheese on steroids. It's like an indoor, they call it an indoor amusement park. I wouldn't really say that, more like an indoor arcade. But what's really weird about this one is they took all the main attractions like the bowling, the go-karts, the laser tag, and they're all separate from the arcade games, which is really odd because usually all that stuff is in one giant building. Now, it was really cool to see this boardwalk bowling with all the light-up pins like that. Just the energy here was really cool. This brings us to the Wonderland Toys and Candy. I loved the look of this place. However, the products that they were selling, I think they could do a better job stocking in some better toys and different things that maybe adults and kids would both enjoy. They didn't have a whole lot of things that were like, I would consider collectibles, because I do like to go into the toy section of like, say, Target and look for collectible things, you know, stuff from movies, like Disney movies and whatnot. But the candy section was definitely cool looking, but they could do with, you know, a better selection. Seeing these Decades candies, though, were really, really cool. And, you know, the staff was very friendly, and I'm glad that they do have a local store like this, and they are putting a lot of love and care into it. And being that I like to support local malls and local businesses, I did pick up some candy and pop for my mom and I to enjoy, and it was great. I enjoyed it, even down to the hand-painted window decorations. Cowboys and Angels, where you can get anything and everything Western style. Now this store totally makes sense to be in this mall. Because if you're unfamiliar with the area, yes, it's still technically in Ashland, Kentucky, but it's the very, very rural part of Ashland, Kentucky, you know, where all the farms and stuff would be, and Kentucky is big on horses, so this totally makes sense to be here. The only thing that didn't make sense were the prices on some of their things. Now, I know I was looking at leather goods, and those tend to be outrageously overpriced when you buy them from a physical store, but, Mechanical Bull was cool, too, to see. That'd be neat to see that operating. Now, from what I understand, the gift boxes that are hanging from the ceiling, those are original from the Cedar Knoll Galleria when it first opened. Before it was the Kyova Tri-State Mall. The theming in this place is kind of weird and random. It is nice to see that they retain the skylights and all the original ceiling and everything, so you can kind of see what this place used to look like back in the day. A lot of the original architecture still remains, and I like that. Now, behind this wall is the hallway that leads you back toward Rural King. Now, I'd imagine at some point when they get the spaces, converted and ready for new businesses to open, they will remove this wall, and then you'll be able to go all the way down to the Rural King, just like you used to when it was Kyova Tri-State Mall. At first, this CB Bears thing kind of confused me until I realized it was an off-brand Build-A-Bear, and I've never seen anyone try to duplicate a Build-A-Bear. It's now time to enter the Artsy Fartsy Walk. I don't know about that name. I don't know, just something about it makes me kind of go, ugh, I don't know. Anyways, this was cool to see that they took the hallway that leads down to the movie theater, which is now open, by the way. They closed it down for a little while, and I guess they were doing some renovations or whatever, but it's now back open. Anyway, they have all these art installations all the way down the hallway for you to enjoy. It's weird, but at the same time, very cool. Yeah, okay, I'm going to demonstrate. So, you're supposed to get in the thing, and of course, you would have someone else take the photograph so that all of you would fit in, but, you can see, or you could get inside the bathtub or whatever, They're for selfies. Now, seeing this neon in this condition and turned off was very disappointing. I don't know if maybe it doesn't function anymore, who knows, but I'd like to see it turned on and working again. So I'm going to leave you here to enjoy your artsy fartsy walk. So this restaurant has been many things over the years. I believe before this it was an Irish place. It looks really cool and I'll have to check it out one time. Really cool also still seeing that they have the neon on the cinema sign still lit up. That's why I was kind of disappointed earlier that in the hallway all those neon lights by the theater marquees were not lit up. But anyways, maybe they'll get those back and working someday. Da da da! Yeah, it's a major award, the leg lamp. Funny enough, the exact same one that I currently have sitting in my entryway. So do any of you remember shopping at the Kyova Tri-State Mall when it had this Regis Salon open? Or maybe you remember back when it was Cedar Knoll Galleria? Leave a comment down below and share your memories. And also let me know what you think of Camp Landing. We are now entering the Malibu Jack's wing, and I'm calling it a wing because normally Malibu Jack's is contained to one giant building like I've said before. But here it's all kind of spread out throughout the mall, and it's really weird. This brings us to one of their main attractions, the go-kart track. Now being honest, I'd have to say this is an extremely lame go-kart track. I understand that we're indoors and that they're limited by space, but I think they could have done a lot better with this. I mean, the layout is just bland, boring. The go-karts are electric, obviously, because you don't want all the gas fumes, so that's fine. They're just slow, underpowered. I don't know, I can't see really anyone other than a small kid enjoying this. Definitely an adult wouldn't. My thought was maybe they could have taken like one of the department stores that had a bigger space, utilized that and made it multi-level, kind of like some of the go-kart tracks that you might see in the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area. I don't know, I'm sure they could have figured out something better than this. Which leads us to the All-Star Shootout. Now, I didn't get to see anyone play this game. It looks like it might be some kind of a competition basketball game. Looked really cool, though. I love all the lighting effects and everything. Would be cool to see this operating, someone playing it. Seeing the fountains here filled in was very disappointing. Now I understand that, it's a maintenance cost and it's just cheaper and easier to fill it in like they did, but I would have liked to see them restore the fountains and, do something with them. Maybe even combine the palm trees with the fountains. I don't know, that would have been kind of cool to see. But we've now made our way over to what I'm going to call the main section of Malibu Jack's, because it's going to look more like a traditional Malibu Jack's once we get inside the former Elder Beerman. The last two things you'll see as you enter into the old Elder Beerman space is the laser invasion and a place to check in for group parties and rentals. This is the prize redemption area, and it's really cool to see that it still retains the look of the old department store. You can see it in the tile work on the floor and on some of the back walls where all the prizes are hung up. I do kind of think this space could have been utilized a little better, and maybe they could have more prizes in here. I'm not quite sure what they would do with it, but I would like to see not so much open and empty space in here, although it is very well lit, and I do like the overall look of this place. to see your name here? Head on over to patreon.com/tiltedtripodmedia and become a member today and gain access to all of my secret content as well as other member exclusive perks. And thank you for supporting the future of video. All right, well, that was Camp Landing here in Ashland, Kentucky. Former Kyova Tri-State Mall turned into something I think is really awesome, although they've got a long way to go to completely transform the area. But what did you think about this? I thought it was really fun.
I thought it was fun. I like Malibu Jacks.
I did too, and I like the fact that the community has this to enjoy. They can go to work, they can come home, but now they have the third space where they can actually, kind of do something within their community. Trash truck, go away!
And they can play and eat. There's lots of places to eat.
Right. So really nice to see a mall repurposed into something that the community as a whole can get to enjoy and not just office space that a few people get to enjoy or work at. So awesome. If you like this kind of content, then definitely follow me. Hit the like button, subscribe, do all that kind of awesome stuff. Check out my Patreon. I'm going to be posting the raw and real edition over there of this so that you can get my initial reactions as well as all the sights and sounds. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.